You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 10.
Tonight on the News at 10, one family is handed the keys to a new future after the April 27th tornado took almost everything they had. Plus, find out how some volunteers are going above and beyond the regular 9 to 5 shift and dedicating their entire lives to helping Tuscaloosa recover. Hello everyone, I'm Claire Huddleston. Thanks for joining us tonight. Volunteers are a vital part of our recovery effort after the April 27th tornado, and some are making it their full-time job in West Alabama. WVUA's Daniel Sparkman explains.
It speaks volumes for the humanity that is going on across the country.
When people around the country heard of the devastation in Tuscaloosa, many put their lives on hold to help with the recovery process.
I guess the most touching part of it for me is we've got 4 guys who actually live behind us in tents. They came from 2 of them came from Ohio, 1 came from New Orleans, and 1 came from Kansas, and just all felt the need when they saw what had happened. Were at positions in their life that they could pick up and come help, and Tim and Jeff have just been huge. I mean, I couldn't do this without them.
Tim Walters and another volunteer have moved into the temporary emergency services warehouse in Northport and now call the facility home.
And just decided that if I was going to be here, I'd need to be in an area where I could be of most help. And they agreed to that. And myself and another gentleman are here 24 hours a day.
Dyke says things would be much different without these dedicated volunteers.
Not having the volunteers, it would not be possible. It's just there would be no way possible to keep doing what we're doing without the volunteers.
It means a lot to God, serving God. That's what it's for. It's not for me.
And Walters hopes that West Alabama can pull together to make the community even better.
I just hope that people will continue to step up and step forward and keep pouring their hearts out and bring this community back to where it's supposed to be.
In Northport, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
Walters says he's considering making West Alabama his permanent home. One family that lost so much in the April 27th tornado has a new home. David Biote and his 2 sons got the keys to their new home today. The family lost everything in the storm, including Biote's wife, Jennifer. Biote says it's a place for them to stay while they rebuild their home in Alberta City. WVUA spoke with the Biotes, who say despite all the blessings they're seeing, there is still something missing.
We just want to start afresh from here again. But the greatest loss is my wife. That's the only thing I can ever forget. It's a big disaster to me for losing that kind of woman.
For the 4th of July, the Biotes are planning to visit the site of their former home and lay a flower in Jennifer's memory. They will also visit her grave. Art enthusiasts are joining together to raise money for the Biote family. Harrison Galleries in Tuscaloosa is hosting One Family, One Night Only. Several local artists are donating their artwork to be sold at half price. One of the pieces in the benefit is this one called Twister. An art professor at the University of Alabama created it, and it's said to be worth $2,000. Over 25 artists have committed to the evening. One Night, One Family is tomorrow night from 6:30 to 8:30. The April 27th tornadoes have brought amazing stories of loss, survival, and resilience, but there are still so many untold stories. If you have a storm-related story you would like to share, go to our website, WVUATV.com, and click on the graphic on the right side of our homepage. It says Alabama Tornadoes. We're also interested in seeing the pictures and video you shot after the storm. Pop sensation Rihanna is having a tornado benefit concert in Alabama, and tickets go on sale tomorrow morning at 10. Rihanna posted on her Twitter page Monday that she added a concert to her Loud tour. The concert will be Monday, July 11th in Birmingham at the BJCC Arena. Rihanna says the concert will benefit tornado relief efforts. Ticket prices range from $15 to $49. One organization that responds to natural disasters is reducing its staff. The American Red Cross plans to downsize its Alabama operations from 4 regions to 1. Billy Baxter, Chief Executive Officer of the state region, says the decision was made about a month ago. He says some direct services, such as response to large disasters, will be centralized at a regional office. Baxter hopes to know where cuts will be made within 6 weeks. Neighboring states have done similar reorganizations. 1 year ago today, the governor's task force on illegal gambling raided Green Track and shut down the facility. The governor's office cited a lawsuit Greene County District Attorney Greg Griggers filed as authority to raid the building. But Greene County Circuit Judge Eddie Hardaway issued an order to stop the raid. The next day, the Alabama Supreme Court cleared the way for the governor's task force to raid Green Track and confiscate over 800 machines and thousands of dollars in cash. That night, our WVUA crew spent the night inside Green Track, capturing video and interviews with 16 protesters. State troopers arrested those 16 people for obstruction of justice. 4 days after the raid, Green Track reopened, but without electronic bingo. Earlier this year, electronic bingo machines returned to Green Track, but with a few changes. Then on June 1st, Alabama Attorney General Luther Strange ordered hundreds of bingo machines be removed from the racetrack. As of today, we're told Green Track is open, but only operating its simulcast racing. Electronic bingo is at the center of a trial where 9 people are accused of buying and selling votes on pro-gambling legislation. Today, an FBI agent testified Victoryland Casino owner Milton McGregor gave State Representative Barry Mask $5,000 in exchange for his yes vote on a pro-gambling bill. The FBI has a recorded conversation between McGregor and Mask. Time for a first look at Alabama's home team forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Claire, after a hot Wednesday afternoon, temperatures cooling off nicely out there right now. 76 degrees Tuscaloosa, 71 in Anniston. Some of the cooler spots like Anniston and Muscle Shoals. Some warmer spots out west. Jackson, Hattiesburg still in the 80s right now, as well as Memphis, Tennessee at 83. The forecast going to get even hotter tomorrow. Temperatures back in the upper 90s. 89 degrees by the lunchtime hours. 96 by 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Even hotter temperatures are in the forecast down the road, though. We're talking triple digits likely for the holiday weekend. What about the rest of the forecast? And what about the tropics? Home team weather is coming up.
Thanks, Richard. Some people dream of traveling when they retire, but one couple is doing it in an unusual way. WVUA's Candace Murphy has their story of a unique road trip.
It was a surprising sight for morning commuters on McFarland Boulevard. A couple and their dog in a mule-drawn camper.
I hooked up with 2. I had 2. I pulled it with 2, and I went over some hills, and they pulled it, but they need that extra little bit of mule power to help them out.
That's when John McComsey and Marilyn Ballas added a 3rd mule to their pack. The couple left Henry, Tennessee in March, and they're headed to Charleston, South Carolina.
You can't do nothing when you're working and raise a family. So anything you want to do when you're 62 years old, just quit work, lock the house up, and walk out the door and do what you want to do.
The couple and their animals have been through Arkansas and Mississippi and will continue into Georgia before reaching their final destination. It's a different way to travel down this busy road, but McComfrey's willing to trade in the high speed of a car for mule power and some scenery.
When people drive down the road, they only see one side of the tree. I see 3 sides. And I can take you anywhere around. I can take you a 10-mile radius where you live and show you stuff you ain't never seen. We're going so fast.
Traveling about 25 miles a day, they plan to cover 2,500 miles before returning in October to their home in Tennessee.
We just have a good old time, and just nice.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Candace Murphy, WVUA News.
The couple travels during the day and camps out at night. McComsey says they have everything they need in the camper, including air conditioning, hot water, and hay for the meals. The 4th of July is right around the corner, and thousands of people are expected to celebrate on Tuscaloosa's riverfront. This year marks the first July 4th holiday at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater. The amphitheater is joining with Parks and Recreation as well as other sponsors in the community. Organizers tell WVUA July 4th will be full of free events for all ages, like water balloon tossing, face painting, and tug of war. This year, the Tuscaloosa Symphony Orchestra will present a concert. Director of the amphitheater, Wendy Riggs, told WVUA the celebration will help the community in the tornado healing process.
One of the big things we need to do in Tuscaloosa is realize that we're okay.
to keep moving on. We're going to rebuild and do better, and part of that is the entertainment part, to be able to say it's okay to have a good time. And Tuscaloosa needs to realize that we need to keep moving on and we need to keep building, and that's really what we want out of this 4th of July celebration.
The fun kicks off at 4 o'clock Monday outside the amphitheater. All the kid events are free. The amphitheater gates will open at 7. The cost to get in is $5 per person or $15 for a family of 4. Kids 5 and under are free. The Tuscaloosa Symphony concert starts at 7:30. Fireworks kick off at 9 o'clock.